All right, so this video is going to be about good copy versus bad. Gave a couple examples here, both in the same supplement industry. Most of this is going to be pretty basic stuff, so nothing too advanced here, but I do see these sort of mistakes being made super often, in my burner email inbox where I sort of spy on other brands and stuff. So I'll cover it here. Most of this is going to come down to sort of just foundational principles of trying to channel as much human attention into your copy as possible and direct as many of those people to your call to action as possible without wasting, like, unnecessarily having people drop off. Right. So what do I mean by that? So let's take a look at this one. Just sort of overall, first thing that you see is that there's a million different calls to action where it's like, oh, try Gatorade and then try this, DIY foot soak or whatever. And then 20% off sale. Like, it's nuts. All right. So when you think about it from a human attention standpoint and you open this, it's like, what do you actually see? So you open this and then you start reading about this. And then if you don't click that, then you go over here and it's like, I was already thinking about this, but now I'm over here. And now I'm thinking about, like, your attention's kind of all over the place. And 99% of people aren't going to be reading this entire thing. And probably aren't going to be clicking on anything just because they're already super overwhelmed. All right. So we go over here. And as you can see, like, it's super concise. It's basically just like, all right, here's what the email is about. Our popular flavors back in stock. And then some quick copy here, basically just persuading them on a logical standpoint and emotional standpoint, which we'll get to. And then just some, stuff down here, which you don't even really need this. We just, added it just because it's a unique selling point. But yeah, so what's the difference here? So this one doesn't really follow any real structure. It's kind of just like, oh, like, let's throw as much content into this email as possible without any sort of consideration for how people actually open this and interact with it. And in this one here, our whole goal is like, all right, this new product is back in stock. Our goal is to sell as much of it as soon as possible. So how do we do that? All right. So you want to start with the end in mind. That's like what book is that? That's from like seven habits or something. But yeah, it's super cliche, but start with the end in mind. Also, you need to know your audience. All right. So what do people actually care about? Well, how do we figure that out as an email agency or even as a brand? What you do is you literally just go to, where the customer feedback is, which is going to be on Amazon and on the website reviews. All right. So look at this. Flavor is good. All right. Everybody talks about like the flavor and stuff. No artificial sweeteners, blah, blah, blah. Right. Then on the website, it's like, it's delicious and it gives me the energy and nutrients, blah, blah, blah. All right. So people are telling you what they actually care about when they're actually searching for these. And the positive reviews are people who are happy that the product met their specific needs. So we talked about that in the copy, and provides all the essential micronutrients for optimal performance, energy, and recovery. They talked about how, obviously, performance is super important as a sports nutrition brand. They care a lot about energy and they also care about the taste. So, what we're going to do is list out all of the primary ingredients here. And notice how, as you read this, like in your head, you're sort of imagining how it tastes. Like, you sort of imagine that previous experience with the words as they sort of are being processed in your head. So, beetroot, tart cherry, pomegranate, blah, blah, blah. Right, and you're thinking about all these like mixed together, and that's all great. And then most popular flavor, fresh and sweet blueberry acai. All right, and now you're thinking of like a freaking acai bowl that you've had at the, acai place. I don't know what it's called, but that's what you think of, or at least that's me. All right, and this email performed pretty well, so it seems like most people related with that. But all right, so you're selling them from an emotional standpoint. The goal here is that as they read it, they sort of imagine it in their head, and now they emotionally want to experience that in real life. And then the logical side of things is, the part of your brain that's thinking, okay, well, I'm going to run a marathon next month, so I need, energy and I need performance. And then you're reading this, it's like, oh, energy, oh, immune support, I guess that's cool, recovery. So you're being sold on the emotional side and the logical side. Also, notice how super easy this is to read. Like, it doesn't take like an entire day to get through it like this one. Like, you're reading through this, and then by the end of the email, you're like, what did I even just read? With this one, it's like, oh, okay, so I'm preparing for a marathon next month. I don't get all my, greens in my diet, so it solves that. And it sounds really good. It sounds like an acai bowl. So naturally, you're going to click this, and then you buy it. Right? And we can actually take a look at the stats here. This one generated 16,000 in a few days, and overall performed very well. So yeah, that's it for this video here. Hope you got some value from it, and yeah, have a good rest of your day.